Well, hello and welcome to Wednesday's Knots Today with me, Mark Dennison. Thank you for joining us halfway through the week already. Here's what's on today's show. Firstly, we've been to a city mental health hospital to hear how grant funding will support a community garden.
Patients can come in, volunteers can come in, staff can come together and just take that mindful moment out from the hustle, bustle, just be in the moment and get that benefit of green space that we know is so good for mental health.
More on that shortly, but before that we'll be meeting the Nordic walking instructor and specialist nurse walking for Parkinson's next month. Christine Stanley has the disease and set up Nordic walking groups to support others just like herself. Now she's walking with nurse Sarah McCracken to fundraise for more vital nurses just like Sarah. And we'll hear from them in just a minute. Plus, we've heard thoughts from people in the city centre as Net warns young people about the growing danger of TikTok trend tram surfing.
The schools should warn people that how serious their injuries could be from doing that sort of thing.
Since we are in an era where everyone follows the trend.
Later, we've also got multi-time Paralympic gold medalist on the show. Richard Whitehead will be joining us for an update on his mammoth marathon challenge that he's doing as well. So all of that on the way shortly. Firstly, Rolleston resident Christine Stanley is preparing to take part in Walk for Parkinson's at Thoresby Park on Saturday, July the 5th. Christine, who lives with Parkinson's, is completing the walk alongside her friend Sarah, who's a Parkinson's specialist nurse. They're encouraging others to join them in supporting Parkinson's UK Nurse Appeal. She's aiming to raise £9 million to fund Parkinson's nurses and other specialists. Sarah and Christine join me now to tell us all about it and tell you how you can get involved as well. Good to see you, ladies. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Christine, your own story, it's very interesting, really. You were diagnosed, 7 years ago?
7 years, I'm into my 8th year
Right.
with Parkinson's.
OK. How were you diagnosed in the first place?
Well, I knew there was something wrong. I was a PE teacher and I was finding it difficult to lift the trampoline, actually.
Right.
So I had sort of like a cold shoulder, like a frozen shoulder, and I knew there was something wrong, but it took almost 2 years for me to be diagnosed.
Wow. And as someone who was obviously very active and has
Yes.
been active all their life, I mean, what was it like when you were diagnosed?
Gut-wrenching, but I was absolutely determined because I had been very ill in the past with cancer twice, defied the medics, had 2 children, and I thought, this is not going to beat me. So I went in with a lot of confidence and said, I'm going to do the best I can and live as well as I can with the disease.
Good for you. And Sarah, hello to you. Thanks for coming in. Just describe what you do then as a Parkinson's nurse. What does that involve?
So I work in the community. I've actually been a Parkinson's nurse for 20 years and most of my time is spent visiting people in their own homes, advising on medication, helping them to get a care package, supporting the carers. So we call it holistic care, looking at the whole person with Parkinson's, not just the medication.
And what do you make of Christine's attitude? Because I've heard this kind of attitude before, this kind of defiance, as Christine says.
It's so important. It's really important that people don't become down in the dumps and fed up, and to face Parkinson's with a positive attitude really helps. And we're convinced that exercise and being active and meeting with others is really powerful. And Christine champions that really. She's a rising star in this area, and I think really motivates men and women with Parkinson's to keep active.
It's a good point that you make, not just staying active, but mixing with other people as well. That must be a really powerful thing for you,
For me,
Christine.
I think that's the most powerful aspect of it because people get very anxious, they get depressed, and to try and get them out is really a monumental quantum leap for some of them. Once they get to my sessions, particularly the one in Nottingham, I've got 47 people on my list. I get over 20 every week there, and it transforms their life, and they come sometimes very down, not feeling like it, but by the end of an hour session they are glowing, they are so much better, and the feedback from them is absolutely brilliant.
In case people don't know what Nordic walking is, I mean, the sticks are a bit of a clue.
Poles.
Oh my goodness me!
We're
Did
not
I
allowed
just
to
drop
call
a
them
clam?
sticks.
I'm sorry about that.
But that's all
Poles.
right.
We'll edit that out. It's fine. So, what do you do? Is it a bit sort of skiing action
I'll just
whilst
stand
walking?
up. 45-degree angle. So it works the upper body and the lower body in conjunction with the arms and the
So
legs
it's
together.
not just walking with the
No.
poles. There's more to it than
There's
that.
10 fundamental steps with one gate.
Oh right. Okay.
It's a bit like cross-country skiing, but
Yeah.
without the snow.
Oh, and
So
without the
imagine how
skis.
fit the people are who do cross-country skiing.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
whole body workout.
Yeah, I can imagine, absolutely. Tell us about the event. I mentioned there it's July the 5th, isn't
Yes.
it, that you're doing this? You and there will be other people as well. Have you been training for it as well as doing your regular
Well,
groups?
I think both of us train regularly anyway, so hopefully we're fit enough to do it. And we will
would
do the
imagine.
10K, Sarah and I, but we're also having a stand for Nordic walking in support of Parkinson's UK, getting people to get involved in different exercises, etc. Because there are 153,000 people with the condition across Britain. 30,000 of them are not accessing activities, and this is why we're fundraising to get awareness for Parkinson's nurses to get out there and to bring more people on with Parkinson's to get involved in different activities.
Okay. Well, look, I appreciate you coming on and thank you for bringing your polls as well. Just quickly, how can people find out more and how can people get involved?
So the Parkinson's UK website, parkinsons.org.uk, I think you've got some links on the programme as well, and it's Walk for Parkinson's. So our t-shirts are Walk for Parkinson's,
Yeah.
and they can sign up, get their t-shirt and fundraise if they want to, or come as a team. But on the 5th of July, they can come and join us, and we'll give them a welcome, and we'll walk alongside them.
I'm sure you will. It's great to see you're all branded up as well. Walk for Parkinson's, your Nordic walking jackets as well.
See our tattoos.
Another time, maybe. There's an offer. Christine and Sarah, thank you. It's great
Thank
to
you
see
very
you.
much for
And
having
good
us.
luck as
Thank you
well.
very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
On from physical to mental health now, as a Nottinghamshire Healthcare Trust in Nottingham has just received a £20,000 grant from the National Lottery to support the continuing development of the Highbury Community Garden. The site was opened in 2016, where patients, staff and volunteers can all take part in horticultural activities and community events, with the funding hoping to get more people connected to their green spaces. We spoke to Adam Jackson, team lead and occupational therapist at the hospital, to see how the funds will help the garden to grow.
It's a fantastic resource here at Highbury Hospital. It's used by many of our patients, staff, family, carers and those in the community. It's a great green space to come, relax, join in, take part in our horticultural pathway. Patients can come in, volunteers can come in, staff can come together and just take that mindful moment out from the hustle, bustle, and yeah, just be in the moment and get that benefit of green space that we know is so good for mental health. And we're ecstatic, and we're also very, very thankful for the lottery for keeping this great space running. It's going to go to a variety of things. So first and foremost, maintenance. Spaces like this take a lot of money and time to keep going. The raised beds will have some beautiful TLC, and we're looking forward to getting some patient and community input into designing those and bringing them back to life. Our shed, unfortunately, has started to leak, so we do need to replace that to make sure all our resources, our safe social spot is kept safe and clean. But it's also going to go to those wider events and coming together, bringing the community in. So, for example, one thing we're currently doing is the Bulwell Arts Festival. So we use this green space and we do nature-based arts where our patients can come together, the community can come together. We have a community artist coming in to facilitate that. So again, another great relationship and link that can be built in. And then when we have those art pieces together, they're going to be displayed at the Bulwell Arts Festival. So our patients and those involved can really showcase and own that space and be part of the community that they're going to go back to.
And staying with the city's hospitals for some more news headlines now, and hundreds of job cuts will be made by Nottingham University Hospitals Trust next year to claw back more than £97 million. At least 430 jobs will go after the trust, which runs the QMC and City Hospitals, says it needs to transform services and improve patient care. The majority of cuts would be in corporate and support services, while the trust is also looking to reduce its salary bill and its reliance on agency workers. But Unison says the cuts won't improve services for patients and will damage morale. Next, police say they're keeping an open mind about whether two knife-related incidents in Nottingham are linked after arresting a 15-year-old boy. A cordon was set up around Old Market Square and Market Street just before midday on Monday, after a man in his 30s was stabbed. About 80 minutes later, a second incident took place on Long Row, where a teenager suffered knife injuries to his arm following a fight. A 15-year-old boy was arrested in connection with the second incident, and police say they're considering whether the two incidents are connected. And a surgeon who stabbed a former work colleague after breaking into his home has been jailed. 61-year-old Peter Brooks also poured petrol around the ground floor of the Hallam property in the early hours of January the 14th, 2021, with the victim, a former colleague and a man in his 60s, sustaining serious injuries, which were 95% likely to cause his death. He survived, and Brooks, formerly of Southwell, was charged with attempted murder. He was found guilty of this offence in Nottingham Crown Court and was jailed for 22 years. We're going to take a short break in just a moment. When we come back, we'll be getting your thoughts on a new tram surfing TikTok craze, which is causing concern in the city. And we're catching up with Paralympic legend Richard Whitehead about his Mammoth Marathon Challenge as well. He'll be on the show with me in just a few moments' time. Hello, welcome back to Wednesday's show with me, Mark Dennison. Thank you for joining us today. Here's what's happening in Notts today. Firstly, council officials have voiced concerns about costly repairs after a newly redeveloped park was badly vandalised. Sherwood Avenue Play Park in Newark was officially opened in May after a £500,000 refit, but over the weekend it was defaced with graffiti, horse manure was left in the park and the water fountain was torn out, causing flooding in the play area. Newark and Sherwood District Council said the actions were totally unacceptable and disheartening, with the vandalism reported to the police. Next, two applications for a combined nearly 500 homes in Ashfield have today been approved by the council. Ashfield councillors have backed two separate housing projects, firstly for Hamilton Road in Sutton and also for Beck Lane in Skegby. The proposals include 250 homes on Hamilton Road and 230 on Beck Lane, with developers for both projects promising high quality housing estates. They were recommended for approval in today's planning committee and given the green light. Moving on now, and people in Nottingham have voiced concerns as the city's tram operator warns against a new TikTok craze. Operator Net is urging kids to stop tram surfing. That's where they hold on to the back of a moving tram due to ongoing safety problems. Net says it's working with police and parents to find those taking part in the craze. We went out into the city centre to see what people thought should be done.
I've never seen it until you showed me the video, no. But it doesn't surprise me. That's the sort of thing that the youngsters will do. I've seen the trams, of course, but I haven't seen anybody on the back of one. The schools should warn people that how serious their injuries could be from doing that sort of thing.
Since we are in a era where everyone follows the trend, and I am pretty sure that there will be few teenagers who's gonna follow it.
They need to stop doing things like this now. Like, they can use trend on TikTok for something that is not that dangerous.
I think we need to tell them how dangerous, they've got to realise how dangerous it is, because they do it as a dare, probably.
Basically, I'd like to see youth conductors come onto the tram.
Time for our final brilliant brilliant guest of the show now, as you might already know, two-time Paralympic gold medalist and world record holder Richard Whitehead. MBE is on a mission to complete 20 marathons in 2025, finishing his 100th ever marathon in New York. Richard was born with a double through knee congenital amputation and runs with prosthetics. He's now halfway through his 20 marathon challenge and joins us now to give us the full lowdown. Let's have a look. Here he is, legend. How are you?
How's it going, Mark? Yeah, I'm really well, thank you. Yes, I've done 10 marathons up to now this year, but still motivated, still ready to complete the rest of my challenge. And yeah, I'm really thankful for everybody in Nottinghamshire and East Midlands for the vast amounts of support whether I'm training or whether I'm racing. And it's great to be able to do something all over the world, but also advocate for the great things that we do in Nottingham and Nottinghamshire.
Absolutely well said. I was going to say, and I should have said, in the words of Bon Jovi, you are halfway there. What's your... I won't sing it.
Music repertoire, Mark.
I won't sing it. No one wants that. What's been the biggest challenge of the 10 that you've done so far then?
I think the marathons are only part of the challenge as well. It's the time zones, it's the travelling. I've woken up in certain countries and not knowing where the hell I am because I've done so much travelling this year. But yeah, I've been Vancouver, where my last marathon was, and then Boston, Milan, Rome, Paris, all over the world. And it's as you can see the pictures there, it's fantastic to be able to do these great challenges. But to leave that lasting legacy on these events is what it's all about. It's not just about getting to the finish line and crossing that. It's about what happens in that 27th mile, what happens after the finish. And it's about sustainability, really kind of underpinning the reasons why we do sport, the power sport, mental health and physical health. But yeah, one of the biggest challenges is really trying to recover from each race and go again. I've done 5 marathons back to back all over the world, which is really tough. So 5 weekends, 5 marathons all over the place. It was crazy.
Wow. You mentioned as well, spreading the word and, the reaction from people. I wonder what kind of reactions you get then when you're in all these different far-flung cities and towns around the world. What are people saying to you and what are people's reactions when they see you?
Well, yeah, it's all different, and some people have been exposed to different communities and minorities, and others haven't, and especially the disability world. It's really interesting, isn't it? Obviously, like Mark, I wear shorts all the time, so you can clearly see that I'm a person with a disability and a double leg amputee, but not everybody is as okay with kind of really representing their disability. And what I kind of do see is that we still need to do a lot more within the disability community to highlight some of the challenges and obstacles, but the power sport definitely paints an inclusive picture for that. And for me, obviously Nottingham and Nottinghamshire has been my home for all of my life, and I've really tried to challenge those perceptions of what can be possible. And hopefully through what I'm doing this year with these 20 marathons, it's given me the opportunity to not only do 20 marathons, which is a number, but also leave that lasting legacy and promote Nottingham and Nottinghamshire in the best light, because I feel that I'm really patriotic about those gold medals that I win in the Paralympics, but also fantastic for the representation and the support that I've had from Nottingham in the past.
I'm just looking at your next one. You're off to Norway. Now, have you ever run in Norway before?
No, so I used to play ice sledge hockey, represented GB at 2006 games in Turin, and actually did go to Norway and played ice hockey there. I've not ran in Norway. What I'm trying to do with these 20 marathons is make them very relevant. So my first marathon I did was in Miami, where I first started my sporting journey at swimming in 1989. So all these kind of races, I've got some significance. It's not that I just want to travel around to these exotic places and run these marathons, because I could do the Milton Keynes Marathon, or I could do the York Marathon or Chester Marathon, but I've chosen to do some really kind of great marathons all over the world, and there is some relevance there. But also I feel that because the world is so vast and there's still so many challenges and obstacles in the world. And I've been fortunate enough to travel the world, spreading the word of inclusive sport through what I do at the Paralympics and marathon running, that this challenge is going to represent that as well. So my next one is in Norway, and then I've got a really exciting one, the one after. And for me, it's about kind of really showcasing that anything's possible. And also, I'm not just turning up as well. I'm not just turning up and jogging these runs as well. Most of them are under 3 hours, which is, as a marathon runner yourself, Mark, 3 hours is quite quick, right?
Oh, you've got me there.
Just for the viewers, no, yeah. I'm not sure Mark is a marathon winner.
Oh, he's tickled me. Listen, we'll have to leave you there. Always a pleasure, Richard. Wish you well with the journey and with the next marathons as they come. Get involved and sign up on socials for more. Brilliant stuff. Richard Whitehead, MBE. Time for some more sport now. I'm exhausted after that. We'll start with Notts County, who've made another summer signing after securing Huddersfield midfielder Tom Yopenda on loan for the upcoming season. The 20-year-old midfielder has emerged as one of the top young talents at the Terriers and says he's hungrier than ever to continue his footballing journey at Meadow Lane. In an interview with the club, he said he's impressed with the facilities and the stadium, as well as some of the attractive football on offer last year. Ice hockey now, the Nottingham Panthers also have some signing news, with forward Didrik Hendbrandt agreeing a third successive season at the Motorpoint. The 27-year-old forward scored 41 points across 51 regular season matches last year and was also part of the playoff winning squad in April too. He said the victory was written in the stars and is excited for the season ahead. Elsewhere on Notts TV, we recently aired a brand new episode of the Notts TV debate, which you can catch on demand right now on our website and our YouTube page as well. This month, Frances Finn and her panel of local guests were talking about whether Nottingham is clean, how Reform UK are doing running Nottinghamshire County Council, and the government's reversal of the winter fuel allowance cut. Here's some of the debate about reform.
My question is the County Council in safe hands? Because recently, all the other parties, the Conservatives, Labour, the Independents, they said that reform, they are catastrophic because they've cancelled 4 meetings in the first month in June. One is a cabinet meeting, others are committee meetings. So they're not confident. How confident are you, Ian?
Well, reform don't have the track record, they don't have the experience of running a big organisation like Nottinghamshire Council. So that has to be a worry. But we live in a democracy, don't we? So Reform won. They are running the council. We have to hope they do a reasonable job of it, because if they don't, it's going to have implications for all of us. And so I wish them luck. I hope they do well. But I think they have a steep learning curve, and there could be mistakes made along the way that we all suffer from.
Yeah, well, I think it's, again, voting for someone who isn't who we've had in already.
Time now for your picture of the day. This one from our very own Joe Locker and his little Luna doggy. Oh, sorry. Weather-wise, we're in for a nice few days actually. Today's been nice and warm, around 26 degrees, dropping to 12 overnight. Tomorrow we're going to be sitting around 25 Celsius, lows of 15 overnight. Similar really on Friday, highs of 26 and lows of 15. Good visibility, lots of sunshine. The one downside is pollen levels very high at the moment. That'll do it for today. Thanks to all of our brilliant guests. Emma's here to do it again tomorrow. I'll be back on Friday. Meantime, bye-bye for now.